Alright, and welcome back to my Terraria Let's Play. Okay, so, a lot has happened between the last episode and this one. I've been spending quite a bit of time getting our world prepared here so we can jump into the action. So, let me start. This is going to be a little monotonous, but I got to go through some of the stuff I've changed, one of which is obviously this house here. This is now where all of our stuff is. So we've got mob drops, wiring. I'm not going to name all this stuff, but you can see as I mouse over it here. I got a bunch of different things right here ready to go as we progress our world. And then scan 1 and scan 2, this is going to take a minute, but before we get to that, I have so many things I have to cover. So let's start with, I did some fishing off camera. I ended up getting 5 of these somehow. I don't know how. I got enough to scan the iron crates and enough to scan the wooden crates. Off camera, I also went and just kind of, I didn't do too much exploring, but I bombed down on the right-hand side of the world, and I got at least 10 life crystals, as you can see here. I've also managed to get enough stars, and I got enough herb bags so that we can scan it and have infinite. So those are things that we have to do immediately. So let me just get this done now, because I want to immediately, we're going to start doing at least one boss at the very least. So we got to get this going. So let's get our stars done. Bam. And now we'll have essentially infinite stars. I'll go ahead and put this in here. What this does, when you open it, you get a bunch of random seeds. So as you can see, we're not going to have to go get flowers. You wouldn't even need a garden if you can scan the bags, essentially. So as an example, I mean, I can just make as many as I want, obviously now, and I can just right click and just keep doing this. Oh, the cat just arrived. That's great. Okay, so as you can see, we're just right clicking and we're just getting infinite, you know, what we need here. So I'm going to quick stack that. We'll drop the rest of this in here. I'll scan what I have to do later, and I'll start doing potions at some point, but this is just going to stay here for now. Okay, now we need to get the life crystals, because that's obviously the biggest thing that's been holding us back. Okay, and I mean, obviously we don't need this many, but so we're going to go from, our life is 100, I believe. So the second I do this, we go into a completely different category. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. So we just got everything done in a matter of seconds. We went from 100 to 400 health. That's going to help a ton, obviously. Okay, now let's get our stars. Now this can do a lot of different things, but one of the things it is ammo. We're going to immediately need to go in, and there's a couple of things we want to make. Let's see if we can make... Okay, so we're actually going to need... So what I'm looking at is upgrading arrows. This is going to help us with the next boss. So if I do this, and then I come here, yeah, now we have Jester. So these are 7 ranged, these are 10. So we're going to just immediately make what we need for that, so we can then scan those in. And now we can replace the arrows we just had with this. Perfect. Now, if we're ready to use those, we can. We don't have to. See, in this mode, you can do whatever you want, obviously, right? So, not a huge deal. We'll use these for something later. This also, the life crystals do have a purpose for something else, but I don't have the other thing ready. I believe you need chains, and you can make lanterns, life crystal lanterns, which will be vital to our role as we move forward. But right now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll have that ready for the next, kind of the next scan, essentially. Okay. Another thing you might notice is, while I was preparing something else, I ended up farming and getting ancient shadow armor. I just happened to get the whole set, and as you can see, this is better than the platinum we were wearing, mainly because not only does each piece give 5% critical damage, but it also gives a set bonus to movement speed and acceleration, making us faster, which means when we're fighting bosses, it's going to be a lot easier to avoid them, okay? So that's huge, right? So, and then while I was getting the heart containers, I just happened to stumble upon this in the chest, and it happened to have +3 defense, which is huge. So not only do I get like 7 seconds of immunity in lava if I fall in it, which is great because I do that all the time. It also just has 3 defense natively, so I haven't scanned this in yet, but I wanted to point that out. I've also made a watch. That's the platinum one, but as you can see in our scan chest here, I also made the copper and the what is that, tungsten? Yeah. So I've seen, as you can see in this chest, I have a lot of stuff in here. So the bottom row is things that I got while I was trying to get the heart container crystals. So the depth meter, balloon pufferfish I actually fished up. I can make the platinum crown, which will lead to us making the slime king crown, which essentially means we'll be able to, at some point, be able to fight that boss, the Slime King. The jagged metal detector was a rare spawn, a nymph, I believe is what it is. And and now we've got the nurse as well, because we went over the cap for our health, so the nurse has now arrived. Wow, there's so many things going on. I'm sorry. I know I hate to just stand here and cover all this, but I got to go over everything that I got. I also fished this up in the ocean, these two, as well as that was in the ocean. I went ahead and scanned the dart traps, and you'll know why in a second. This is something for yo-yos. I'll need to scan the silk, and then these are silk ropes. All these are like food, so basically it just gives you, some of them give you medium improvement to all stats, some is minor, and then there's some that's major. I'll need to scan the desert pylon. I did actually set the desert pylon up, and I'll be going to that momentarily to show you that house, and luckily we can just warp there because I have enough NPCs there. Okay, now the top 2 rows here are the traveling merchant. He has a chance to spawn, I believe it's every day. I froze the day at an early time, so for some reason he was popping up much more regularly. You know, when I would leave the world and come back, there'd be a new traveling merchant. So this is everything that he was selling that I'm going to scan, and I'm just going to quickly show you what I got. DPS meter is important for something later. Some of this stuff I'm buying just for the completionist. The companion cube is very expensive, so if you're not playing where you can get infinite money, then obviously you wouldn't be buying most of this stuff until you were rich later. And then this is just ultra bright torches is also cool. Now obsidian is huge for progression later. Basically, if you combine lava and water, you get obsidian. It's similar in the sense to Minecraft, but obviously this game is very different. And then the second chest I have here, this is stuff when I remember I had gotten this the ancient shadow armor. This is all the stuff that I just happened to get as drops while I was getting that armor. All these people spawning, a couple of my people died, so that's why some of them are spawning in. Wow. Okay, traveling merchant has departed. Okay, what time is it real quick? Oh, it's 6 p.m. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, all right. I'm going to have to show you the rest of this here in a moment, but this is all the stuff that I got from here. Okay, we're going to, the rest of this stuff, I mean, this is all traveling merchant, this is traveling merchant, but we'll get there. I'm gonna have to show you the mega base, essentially, which is what I've been spending a lot of time. This is where we're going to fight all of our hordes of stuff, so this has taken quite a bit of time. These are traps, and this isn't the final form, but this is what it'll look like for now. And as you can see, this takes a bit of time to get done. I build this pretty much in every world. There are some modifications that I have right now since we're so early in the run, but this is what it looks like. And that way, when we get hordes of waves of enemies, they're just going to kill themselves on the lava, which is really good. Okay, now, let's go ahead. We are going to attempt, right now, we're going to try the Eye of Cthulhu. If I die, I die, and that is what it is. I have built a massive arena for boss battling, and this is the arena for the Eater of Worlds, as you can see. And I've done housing all over the place, so I mean, I've just been doing all kinds of prep. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why are you doing all this off camera? Basically, Terraria is a game where you can spend a lot of time building, and while I don't mind showing how I build, I am not the best builder in the world. I do what I do. I kind of like, as an example, here's the housing for the what am I trying to say? The cold area, basically the snow. While I was building the platforms for the boss, I ran into a sky island, so we'll explore that. All it is a water area. Okay, it's already 8:02. I'm going to take my chances. This is a huge place, as you can see, and I'm running out of time, so I want to at least try this boss. So let's see if we can win. I'm not fully prepared, but we're going to try it anyways. Here we go. I've got to, at some point, we got to get this going. So, okay, he's got 4641. Now remember, this is on this is the hardest difficulty. So I do have some decent armor, and you can see his health bar at the bottom. And all we're going to do is we're just going to try to outpace him. Okay. So what we do is we do that, then we drop down, then we go back around. Movement is key, and this armor is helping us quite a bit. Now, if you're fighting this on an easier difficulty, you may not see different phases of him, but he will change soon. Okay, here's the first phase. Now he's going to start doing even harder stuff here in a second, and if we don't have enough armor, we just won't survive it. Okay, that's not good there, so let's see if we can continue. Okay, now we just have to avoid. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now he's spazzing out. Okay, not good, not good. Alright, let's get away from him. We just want to keep the pressure on him. Just keep the pressure on him. It's going crazy. Okay, we don't want to get hit if we can avoid it. But we can't, really. Okay, and we got him. Bam, there it is. Alright, so on this mode, when you kill a boss, you get a treasure bag, but also they add additional loot like this. Plus, we get the Eye of Cthulhu relic, and we got some potions which are useless to us. Okay, now in order to research these and have infinite of them, you've got to kill them 3 times. I don't know how we're going to handle that, but I did want to at least kill the Eye of Cthulhu because, you know, this many episodes in, I wanted to make progress. Okay, that went pretty well, but I was prepared for it. You can see I have campfires out. This gives us additional 5 defense, the little bass statue, and this gives you luck. Having little gnomes everywhere gives you luck. Now, I got the gnome that I can place by right here at the trees. Sometimes a gnome will run out, and he'll... if he gets like frozen in daylight, then you can break him and pick him up. And then of course I did that and I scanned him in, so no big deal there. Okay, so that's how you get him. Now let's continue to the right because I'm going to show you some of the other stuff that I made. I still have to go back and show you some stuff. I know it's like it feels like it's all over the place. I'm kind of like, obviously I'm like excited about all the stuff that I've done. So that's the hole. You've already seen You've already seen this stuff over here, but we'll jump over here anyways just to see. So yeah, this is where... So this is not going to be his house. We're going to move him. And he must have got the cat, so that's cool. That's where the kitty cat is, Morgan. Okay, cool. Okay, those guys always jump when you jump to try to mess you up. Okay, now here's what I did. I bombed straight down on this side. I didn't do a whole lot of exploring. Remember, my only purpose was to try to get the heart containers. I did find another biome, but I have not done any exploration. Okay, and then keep dropping. There's a marble biome right there, which is pretty cool. Okay, there was a full spider biome here. Now these spiders can be pretty scary, and by scary I mean very scary, because he might actually kill me. Oh no, these guys hit pretty hard. This is a weapon I got from the traveling merchant. It auto swings, which is really quite good. Now, the reason why I came over here was there's an NPC that can spawn here, the stylist, I believe, and I was hoping she would be here. So I never even opened this web slinger. Okay, so I think that's a new hook shot, or whatever they call it, a grappling hook, I think is what the actual name of it is. I was hoping that NPC would be here, okay, but they're not. And then if you keep falling here, you can see where we've actually made it to the hell biome down here. And I haven't explored anything, so I just wanted you to be able to see it. Okay, we're not ready for this just yet, though, so let's get out of here. Let's warp. Okay. So again, this is right on the spawn of the world. So as you can see, as things walk in, they just immediately get killed, right? So I can just sit here and get all, so you want it this close so you can just walk under. I have an extended reach to, to pull in magnet wise. So obviously the range is a lot bigger, but if you're building this in a normal world, you'd want to be really close. These blocks, this one and that one, will not stay there in the long term. They're there for a specific reason, and I'll fix what I have to fix later on. Okay, now let's get back to where we're at here. That one took a lot of time to build, but I do love it. Okay, now let's get back to our scan chest 2. All right, so I was going over this. This was all in the what is it called? The corrupted. So I got, this is really slow, but it hits pretty hard and it's big, right? And then you have monster meat. It summons a small pigman. It's kind of weird. This is one of those food items that gives you major stat improvements, which is what I'll be using from now on when I fight bosses. This is actually a material, and it's an accessory. So if you didn't have the wings, this would be a way to make it so your fall resistance is better. This goes into, I think I can combine that with this at some point. And I just happened to get a lucky drop on that while I was there. Not to mention this, which is another weapon. It does not auto swing, but it's there. And I killed so many of the little worms. I got all these worm thingies, the worm teeth. Also got, as you can see, quite a few rotten chunks. And then all of this. So we've got dynasty wood, or dynasty, however you say it, and shingles. We've got Vulcan elf ears, a counterweight. That's for the yo-yo as well later. This is just a painting. This was the next, so these are organized by the next traveling NPC. So basically we've got these three, and then, so this is just a medium, whereas that is a major, so we'll be using burgers probably. Diamond ring, completely not needed, but I just went ahead and got it because obviously we have infinite money. Stopwatch is really good. It shows you how fast you're going. This is the only way you can get the arcane rune walls, which are really cool looking, fancy dishes. This is all just kind of fun. And then a magic hat, which actually has stats, which is really cool. Demon horns. I can't remember if I'd already got, oh yeah, I got that twice, so I can get rid of that one. And then the blue cape, and then another. So all this stuff I'll scan in for the next time, and same with all this. I don't want to sit here and do that right now, but I did need to get some of this other stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this in here so I remember to scan that. Now I'm going to just pick one of these, and I'm going to dump all this in there for now. Anything that we got off there, then we'll auto boom. Now let's go ahead and scan this, and then I'll use it, and I'll show you why it's different. You're probably thinking, why would I care about that, right? Okay, so web. So, as of right now, like, I only have one, right? Like, one shot, okay? If I put this on, what I believe happens is I can do that, but then I can do that. And I can do that. So you get up to, wow, this is actually, I don't remember it being this many. But basically, you're like a spider. Now, what it may not be is as long as the other one. So let's take a look, right? So we're standing here, and it goes... That's actually pretty high. Let's see if I can get rid of this guy. He's annoying. Oh my gosh. We've immediately got a goblin army. Okay, well this is perfect timing. So, alright. Well, I will say that I forgot to start my timer, so I have no idea how long I've been recording. That's a little unfortunate, but this is exactly why I built this. The only downside to a goblin army is the sorcerers can fly in here and hurt me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those out with this, but the rest of them will probably just pour in here and die. So let's see how we do. You see how they're just easily getting murdered, even on the hardest difficulty. Okay, now that's what I have to watch out for. As long as I can take care of those, we'll be fine. So I actually want them. I want to back up and bait them in here so I can kill them. Okay, here we go. Easily taken care of. Now this can be a really challenging event if you're not prepared. If you're wondering, that is exactly why we didn't use any heart, like the heart crystals while we had them. Because the second you do, you are vulnerable to all this stuff. And as you can see down at the bottom right, the Goblin Army progress meter. Until you kill a certain number of these guys, they're not going anywhere. They're going to continue to bombard you until you kill what it deems you need to kill. Okay, that's not good. Stop that. Okay. Now, I will admit that this design is not really all that great. It's not the best for this particular situation, but it's still doing the job. Eventually, we'll kill these guys normally, but for now, we're going to hide. Okay, and we've defeated them, and there it is. And that immediately gives us access to something else, so that's great. We do need to kill these last... Okay, we just got the Dryad. Man, I cannot wait to put all these peeps out. All these NPCs go to... So I've already built all the houses for them. Okay. We've officially survived. We got a harpoon. We got a couple of harpoons. Now, what I was showing off before we got interrupted by that, right, was this. Oh, I can't do it here. Hold on. Let me go over here. So I'm going to try to mark this with... Oops. Let's see. Okay, so about there is the length. I have to try to remember where that is. Hopefully I can remember. Okay, so you can see, I believe the red is longer, but this gives better utility, so I'm actually going to use the web slinger. Okay, now, good stuff, good stuff. Now, when you beat an event the first time, it typically unlocks new stuff. So, let me go ahead and try to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. So, I did turn in a fish quest. I did do that off camera, and I got 5... mining potions. Let me see if I can show you, if I can remember where I put them. Here we go. Okay, I got 5 fishing potions. So that's something I wanted to note, and I scanned in 1 fish. But I've had time pause since the last time, so we shouldn't be making any additional progress day-wise. I was specifically trying to hold that so that events like that didn't happen while I was not recording. So that was the idea behind that. Okay, now what else did I do here? I just want to make sure that oh, I never showed you the desert house. Boom. And this is a little more temporary. This was the second house I built. I'm going to get rid of this at some point. That's why I built it off of here. But if I had to do this again, I'd probably change up how I did it. But in any event, this is it. So that's cool. And then what else do we have on? Oh, right. And then I've got my jungle house over here. So let me run over here and I'll show you the jungle house. And what else do we have? So I have Cthulhu. Once I get enough lenses at night, I should be able to just spawn that as much as I want. That was not a terrible fight, so we should be okay. But, you know, as we progress, of course it's going to get harder and harder. And some of these bosses are really challenging. It's always about the movement, though, man. Okay, I got that cockatiel. Cool. All right, so here's the house I built. Oh, there's another one. Come here. Okay, toucan. Nice. All right. Anyways, here's my house. You'll notice I always build with water. I like to have I like to be able to fish where I'm going to warp in. Okay, so who did we get? Painter and the Dryad. I want the Dryad here, so I will move the Dryad. Where's she at? Did I get the Dryad? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm going to put her there. Now, we're going to try... I don't know if she'll immediately warp or not, but no, it does not look like it. It's got to be at night. Okay, well, that's too bad. All right, let's see. I want to get all these houses done with the where I want my peeps. Okay, so the desert, I need to have... Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's a lot of different parrot types. Interesting. It's going to take a while to get one of each of those guys. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, so you can do stuff like this. This is really quite neat. You can be like literal Spider-Man. That's very cool. It also helps for building, so that's actually a really great find. Okay, so the quick version is do this. This worked pretty good even for that event. I mean, you can see that, I'm telling you, until you experience that without having a trap set up, it can be brutal your first time. Like, it's really challenging. Okay, now, who are we putting here? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The reason why I have these set up the way I do with the space is because you get bonuses, or discounts, I should say, to the prices if you do this properly. It's not required as long as they're in the biome that they like, but they prefer it, right? So, now who do we have for this? We actually don't have who I want. Do we? Or do we? Oh yeah, I want the nurse here, actually. I'll put the nurse in there for now. Okay, so who else do we have? Okay, so the cavern, I need to put someone in there. And I need to check that cave too. And I'm just checking kind of a little guide that I have here. As you can see, the teleporting is absolutely amazing and is basically instantaneous. Alright, let's do one more thing. I'm going to jump over here. Now, in the next episode, what we'll probably do is I'm going to try to set up the Eater of Worlds as a kill. And after that, I'll have all that stuff scanned in so that I can get my thoughts together, and we can. This assumes that I win against the Eater of World. We need to farm him at least a little bit. Oh, also I got some banners. I got their banners while I was farming for this shadow armor. So something else to consider. That will help with the spawns up top. Uh-oh, there goes a worm. Oh, look, it's pretty. It's not raining anymore. How about that? I also need to go check on the fishing quest. It's already 12:37. You can see the time just flies by. Yeah, they're in the wrong spot right now, but that's okay. Whatever. Also, if you're interested in what this... If you're interested in what this looks like, it's basically... I just built myself a little place where I can fish, because you'll need to have access to a sky lake for that. And then, yeah, this is our boss arena. When I was mentioning that we would need boss arenas, I think that I had that conversation, maybe not, but you'll definitely want at least one nice one. I built that one over the dungeon because Skeletron is going to be, that's where we'll fight him, so I would, the eye will come to you, but the Eater of Worlds will not. You have to fight the Eater of Worlds in the corruption, or if you're fighting the Brain of Cthulhu, you have to do that in their domain, essentially. Okay, what do we have? Quests. We want to do these every day. Surface and underground. Okay, surface and underground. So surface would be... We could just warp back. I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to check for the stylus, and then we're going to warp back and try to get the mudfish. That's how we're going to handle this. So let's see if we can get lucky with the stylist. It would be awesome. Actually, I'll be quite honest with you. I saw the stylist once before, but did not get her because I wanted to do it on camera so you could see. So yeah, that may or may not have worked in our favor here. I don't see her. Do you guys see her? Did I miss her? Basically, they look like a little NPC that's like, ooh, that's scary. They look like they're tied up with their hands behind their back. Those guys are scary. Okay, well that's unfortunate. I do not see her. I wonder if you just have to stay in the area. I'm really not sure, but I really want to get that fishing thing done, so... Alright, well I guess we'll have to come back. Okay, so because it's surface, we should, in theory... I didn't even use this weapon or that weapon, did I? Nope, sure didn't. We should. Oops, come on now. Fishing is so important. I can't stress to me how important this is. Hopefully we have enough fishing power to quickly get this, but sometimes this can take a minute. If it does, what I might do is just let the days pass, and then if an event happens, I'm not really sure what I'll do, honestly. Come on now. Normally this is a little faster, but nope, doesn't look like it's going to be. Later on, we'll have a full set of gear. We'll have things where the line won't break. We'll have things where we can, like potions that we can. It'll tell us what's pulling on the line, so you don't have to pull it up if you don't want what's there. I mean, there's all kinds of advancements later, but you have to do the fishing quest basically every day in order to get that to work. And as you can see, it's already 4:06, so we're never going to make it back now, which is a little disappointing. That time seems like it's going by fast. Huh. Now, if I wanted to be a little cheaty, which is, I say cheaty, but really, if you want, I'm just going to illustrate this so you guys can see. So if we were really trying to do this, if you're going to play on this journey mode, you can freeze the time, and you'll see that the time just freezes, and we could potentially get this done if it will give us the mudfish, which is what we're looking for. So I'm not against this. There are certain things that I think it is actually a good idea to have and like to use, one of which is freezing time sometimes. Another one is increasing the number of spawns of enemies, so you can get a lot of drops all at once. We could have done that in the goblin invasion there, but the problem with that is the mages can overtake you. So in other events that may not be a problem, but I'm surprised we're not getting this. We may just have really low fishing power. I don't know. That's a little disappointing, but okay. Got some bombfish. That's cool, I guess. Oh, there it is. Dirtfish, excuse me. Alright, now, if we were in a rush and we didn't freeze time, I would just say, go with it. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to scan that, and then I'm going to hope that I can get another one. So this is an example of what you would do in journey mode. Once you've scanned this fish twice, you never have to catch it again. You'll just simply go into your menu, type dirtfish or mudfish, whatever it is, and then you'll just hand it in right there. Now, if you're playing normal without the journey mode, and you're just playing either, normal, medium, or hard, difficulty, or whatever the case may be, master mode, or whatever all that is, then what you would do is you can fish up the quest fish, and what I would do is put it in a chest and then fish another one up. And I would always keep 3 or 4 on hand, sometimes 5 of them. And that way, you have backups. I would just keep them over with the fisherman NPC, or the angler, I should say. And then when you're ready to turn in and he gives you a quest, you can just auto turn in that way rather than having a menu to pull up and do it. So there is another way you can do that, but whether or not that's that's your style or not, it's just the way I do things. I need all those butterflies, and by need I mean I just want 5 of each so I can scan them. Okay, there it is. Bam. So as you can see, there's no way we would have made the time, right? But where you go? Oh man, look at, I'm over here catching butterflies. Oh, I should have double jumped that. Okay, I got him. Cool. Okay, I got that one too. All right. Now we're going to go turn this in, and before we do that, we need to scan the dirtfish, right? When you do this, if you clear your search and then go to miss, you can just right-click for 1. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, this is going to be a long run, but see, once we get the right NPCs where they need to be, we'll just be able to warp there. Unfortunately, we have to run because we don't have what we need over there. And right now, what we need is the stylus, which is why I keep trying to get the stylus up. So, the second we hand this quest in, I'll unpause the time, and we'll go from there. Although I do think that see, because I don't know how long I've been, in the episode, I have no way of knowing if this is going to be too quick or too late. I'm trying to keep these around 30 minutes, as I had mentioned before, so if I go a little bit over, I apologize. Okay. Man, so much to cover. I've done so much work. They still haven't moved yet. That's weird. I wonder why that is. They should have moved by now. Oh, I did freeze time, so maybe that's what's doing it now. I don't know. I'll get all the NPCs where I want them for the next episode, hopefully, and then that way we'll be good to go. Now, if I do abruptly return and I'm in the middle of like an event or something like that, you'll know that something spawned when I was not here, or when I was recording, when I was not recording, and I just came back to show you, essentially. All right, now let's make sure that this doesn't get mixed up. We don't need bass. I've already scanned those. Okay, so let's just, oops, let's do quest. Boom. We got, oh, look at that. We got, okay, so we got some apprentice bait, which is not as good as what we're already using, so that's a little annoying. We got a mine carp, which is a mine, it's just a mine cart. Whoops. It's a replacement for this. It's cool, but, you know, you only need one to research, so that's fine. Okay, now, as an example of what I meant with the spawning rates, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp back, and we're going to end on kind of another, maybe kind of a cool test of what you can do with the spawner rate of stuff, because I'm going to need a lot of eyes, and in order to get eyes, or I say eyes, what I mean is the lenses, and in order to get the lenses you need the eyes. And I'll just scan this. I'm probably never going to use the harpoon, but I'll just show you what it does, just so you have an idea. So it's like that. Oops, sorry, rabbit, my bad. But anyways, you can see it's not bad. It's not a bad weapon, but I mean, I don't really need it for how I play, anyways. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and scan. Oh, I found out you can, if you left control and then left click. Oops, nope, that's incorrect. It's shift and then left click. It automatically researches, which is really, really quite nice. Okay, now I can just do that here too. Cool. So now we got spiky balls if we want those as well. Ooh, dang it, I cannot resist catching my butterflies. Who would have thought I'd be catching butterflies? Okay, cool. Now, can we do this, please? That'd be great. Okay, so that's that. Critters, we'll put that one in there. We'll put these guys in there. And eventually, when we get enough, I'll just scan them, essentially. This will go in our weapons. And I'll just put the bait here for now. That's really not that great, but whatever. Okay, now, let me show you what I mean by the time. We'll undo the time here. And then, or we can just change the time if we want, right? Like, I mean, you just straight do that. So, all right, now, if I were to mess with the settings, it's 4:45, right? Let's say, okay, well, you know what? What I really want is, I want it to be dusk. Bam, we click it, and it's 7:30. Done, right? It's immediately time. Now we can go into the menu, because we want eyes, right? Okay, so where is that at? That is... The difficulty slider is what it's on. We're on master mode, obviously. Is it this? Yeah, here we go. Enemy spawn rate slider. So if we do this and we raise it to 10, now watch. Watch all the stuff that comes pouring in here. You see the difference in spawns. We might get some rare drops from these guys too. What we're looking for really are the eyes to die. So this is something that I might use to get some additional materials or like rare drops. Because as you can see, all I have to do is stand here and I win. But that's because I put the effort in initially to build this, this basically like trap. It's essentially a trap for them. Now, when I beat Skeletron and I make more progress, I'll turn the traps on. But right now, I can't turn any of these dark traps on. And later, the traps will be way more powerful. So, right now, they're pretty weak. But, let's see. Did we get anything cool? So far, we've got 4 lenses. That's something. Looks like they're sending a lot more zombies than that. Than eyes. Okay, we got like a free shackle. Cool. But as you can see, it's pretty effective. So... I may, like I said, I may end up having spawn rates high for certain things, and we'll go from there. So I do hope you enjoyed. Again, not quite sure how long this episode will be, but I hope you enjoyed. And when we pick up, we're gonna attempt the Eater of Worlds and hope for the best. I hope we have enough power. I should be even more prepared. I'll have better food. and I'll hopefully have some Iron Skin potions and some other stuff, so we'll be buffing up for that fight for sure. But the way I built the arena, I have a feeling we'll be fine. So, let's hope so. Anyways, again, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.